Welcome to Sunrise, first light for what's next on B2B revenue teams. Lots to cover today, so let's dive in.
We're jumping straight in today with a moment that really sent shockwaves through entire industries, June 2017.
Yes. Amazon buying Whole Foods, $13.7 billion.
Exactly. And just like that, the grocery and food service sectors were, well, thrown into chaos. Boards scrambling, emergency meetings.
Oh, absolutely. We saw it firsthand. Our team was working in ag and food services. Things were ticking along, and then bam, that deal landed.
And what happened?
Everything changed instantly. We had to rewrite messaging, arm reps with new talking points within hours. And you know what? Accounts that were dead silent suddenly wanted to talk.
That's incredible. So that one event, that Amazon deal, it acted as a kind of spark.
Precisely. It was the perfect example of a signal. Sometimes it's huge like that, sometimes smaller. But it's basically a key event that cuts through the noise and shows you the clearest path forward.
Okay, so let's unpack that. Signals as timing cues, but you also mentioned translation keys.
Right, and this is so critical. Signals do two main things. First, the obvious one, demand capture. Identifying that small percentage, maybe 3 to 10%, who are actively looking to buy something.
Like it just got funding. Or their website traffic shows they're researching solutions.
Exactly. Those are the flares going up. Easy to spot, relatively speaking. That's chasing known demand.
But you're saying there's more to it.
Much more. The real power, the bit people often miss, is using signals to understand the underlying jobs to be done. Even if a company isn't shopping, signals reveal the pressures they're facing.
So, like, if they announce a new office expansion.
Yeah. They might not be looking for your specific tool right now, but that expansion signals they probably need better operational visibility, maybe faster processes. Or a Series B funding round, sure, it's money, but it signals immense pressure to scale revenue without breaking everything internally.
Ah, okay. So if you only chase the active shoppers, you're just fighting everyone else for the same small pool.
You're just reacting. But if you read signals for the context, for the why behind the potential need, you can actually start shaping the demand. You frame their problem using your solution before they even start a formal search.
You become the obvious choice early on. Okay, so how do we categorize these signals? Where should we be looking?
We usually break it down into three main types. First, industry signals. These are the big market-wide shifts. Amazon Whole Foods is the classic example. Think new regulations, huge mergers, big economic jolts.
Right, the kind of thing that affects everyone in the sector.
Exactly. They don't happen often, but when they do, they can change the game for thousands of companies simultaneously.
Okay, what's next?
Company signals. These are more frequent day-to-day things. Funding rounds, M&A activity, key partnerships, product launches, layoffs, office moves, big hiring surges.
So these point to more immediate changes in budget or priorities within a specific company.
Precisely. Very actionable. And then the third type, often the sharpest, is persona signals.
Meaning signals tied to individuals.
Yes. Your champion gets promoted or moves to a new company. A key executive suddenly starts engaging with your content online, or maybe posts about owning a new budget. These are often very time-sensitive.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
A job change, for example, that opportunity feels like it has a short shelf life.
It absolutely does. Signals decay, that job change. Hottest in the first week, maybe 2. Funding news gets stale after a month or so. Speed matters.
You mentioned stacking signals.
Yeah, that's where it gets really powerful. One signal is interesting, but multiple signals together, that screams urgency. Funding plus a hiring surge plus a new C-level exec. That often points to significant growing pains or strategic shifts.
Okay, so spotting signals and acting fast is step one. But then comes the translation piece you mentioned earlier. How do we avoid just stating the obvious?
This is key. We need to move past lazy personalization. Saying congrats on your Series B funding is, well, it's nice, but it's table stakes now. It doesn't add much value.
So instead of just congratulating them,
you connect the signal to the likely pain or the job to be done. Use that Series B signal to talk about the scaling blind spots that often crop up when companies try to grow that fast.
So you're saying great news on the funding. Companies at this stage often find their processes can't keep up with revenue growth. Here's what we see.
Exactly. You're translating the event into the underlying pressure. You're framing the challenge they might not even have fully articulated yet. You're showing you understand their world.
Which requires actually thinking about the signal, not just reacting to a keyword alert. How do teams make this systematic? It can't just be random Slack messages.
Absolutely not. It needs structure. The best teams often use something like a signal board. It tracks the signal itself, what job or pain it points to, and then the specific action path or talking point.
Like a playbook entry for that signal type.
Kind of, yeah. And a regular review cadence. High-velocity signals like job changes need daily or weekly action. Bigger industry shifts might be quarterly strategic reviews. Maybe eventually layer in automation, but the thinking comes first.
So it becomes part of the team's operating rhythm.
It has to. Otherwise, signals just become noise. When tracked and translated properly, they provide focus.
It brings it back to resonance, doesn't it? Making someone feel understood at the right moment.
It really does. It's about moving beyond just data points. It's using those signals to build confidence, both for you and for the prospect, showing you genuinely grasp their context.
So the final thought for you listening is, are your signals just triggering generic outreach, or are they helping you diagnose the real job your prospect needs done? Are you addressing the pressure, not just the press release?